Hello, everybody. Mr. Marcus coming back into you again. This time to discuss a little subject that I keep hearing about called white culture. Now, as you may have noticed, I'm a tad bit pale. In all honesty, I have not gotten this memo of what white culture is. So, I did like everybody else does. I went on the internet, jumped on Google. So, I did a little research. I looked in to see what white people have been doing, throughout history. And let's just say white people are not nice. You may have already figured that out. Shh, we'll get to that. But historically, white people are not nice to other white people. So I'm trying to figure out, what could they be trying to be protecting when they're referring to white culture? And like I said, I did an awful lot of searching, did a lot of reading, and I can tell you, the only thing that white people are really good at is really, keeping other white people downtrodden. Going in and just trying to do the whole Viking thing, and and Viking is not a people; it's an activity. Just a little FYI. So they go around, like I said, they oppress people, they enslave them, they take all their stuff, and just in general do all the bad things. Raping, pillaging, you name it, suppressing, enslaving. They're extremely good at doing that to other white people. So, again, had to try to figure out what they're trying to, save when it says we're just trying to protect white culture. Because the only thing I can see that they're trying to save and endear is the oppressive nature that came, from white culture that came towards other non-white people during the whole, World War II, trying to start the Aryan race. They had to lie because the Aryan race was something created. So they had to go and forge documents in order to become Aryan, to try to quote unquote be the master race. And not even Hitler could do that because, Hitler, I think, was like part Jewish or half Jewish or something like that in there. But obviously, he was not blonde-haired and blue-eyed. But telling all these downtrodden people who were going through hell at that point that simply because the color of their skin and the color of their hair, they could be better than somebody else. Simply before falling out of the correct white vagina, did it actually make them better than somebody else? You gave them a natural leg up. You gave them power, the sense of power over somebody else, which is complete horse crap. But, hey, if you're that horribly downtrodden, you probably believe whatever the hell somebody else tells you too. So, World War II comes and goes, and according to Trump, it was a very beautiful war. What the fuck does that mean? But, like I said, according to Trump, it was a very beautiful war. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful war. And then I can't argue with President Smallhands because he'll get upset in Twitter about it. But, we take a little step back here in history. Take a step back. Let's go back in the beginnings of the United States and this little thing called the Civil War. A lot of people in the South will argue that it was over states' rights. But what the state rights that they fought over so viciously was being able to own slaves for their plantations. That's what it was about. That's the articles that they cared most about and would go and risk death for, because they liked their way of life. owning another human being to do their work, because they believe they have the right to buy and sell another human being. And then you'll hear some people say, oh my God, the Africans were the ones that were selling the slaves. Well, the Africans had like this whole 5-year rule. But of course they weren't really enacting that because, they were getting paid. They were getting paid. People were taking them. You'll find evidence of other type of things that they were going to go to war over. The Confederate States of America, I believe is what it was called. So they fought a lot for that. They had their own flags, and the only thing that really survives to this day is one of the Confederate battle flags. It wasn't the definitive Confederate battle flags, but it's the one that they use on the General Lee, and we'll get to that one in a different video. These things called books actually hold history in them. All you have to do is learn how to read. I promise you. But then you say, oh, this was written by somebody who was obviously on the north side and didn't know how the south side felt. Well, here's something else about history. It's written by the victors. However, in today's day and age, we try to get a much bigger picture out of it. So yes, there's going to be a lot more airing of dirty laundry and who owned what. But as far as the white culture is concerned, what's being fought for now is that bit of white supremacy. The being able to be better than somebody else because you fell out of a white vagina. Did you have any control over that? No. So obviously it doesn't really make you a better person, but you sure as heck like to think that it does. And it doesn't. What makes you a better person is just simply being a better person. Are you nice to other people? Cool. Are you a jerk to other people? Not cool. That's pretty, it's very, just use the Bill and Ted approach. Be excellent to one another. That'll make you a better person. Falling out of a white vagina and tattooing your skin with a bunch of swastikas and running around with a Confederate battle flag does not make you a better person. You're not fighting for any type of Southern history. The Confederate States of America lasted for a whole 5 years. It doesn't mean there's a better rebel in you. It really doesn't. And the whole South will rise again. There's a lot of freaking awesome places in the South that are doing extremely well. And the ones that aren't, have politicians to make sure that they aren't. They've got everybody convinced there that, accepting any type of hand up is a terrible thing and you might as well live in that little lean-to shack that you've got. The whole socialist, I'm a socialist. I earn what I keep. It's like, all right. Good for you. But when it comes to the whole, white culture, in all honesty, look at history. White people are asses to other white people. It was their favorite thing to be assholes to. Until they become, the whole slavery and the whole idea of the Aryan race. It doesn't make you better being white. Sorry. Not sorry. So, like I said, if you want to do your research, I'm sure you'll find something that agrees with your opinion, and you can sit there and you can post it in the subject, in the comments below. But please, as always, click like, hit subscribe, click the little bell. You hear this from everybody that has a YouTube channel, and don't care what side of the fence you're on. Stay safe, stay healthy, and until next time, take care of each other.